Michael Jordan versus Kobe Bryant. What happens when the student, who's looked up to the master his whole life and has received comparisons to that master, finally gets to face him? Is this moment like the best footage ever recorded in the history of basketball, as this comment says? MJ versus Kobe had its signature moments and may be one of the most unique rivalries in NBA history. And I say this because over time, it was clear that these two had a special bond. I mean, MJ was a mentor and the biggest basketball influence to Kobe, and Kobe was like a little brother to MJ. So no, these dudes didn't have any smoke from a place of animosity toward each other off the court, but purely from a place of competitiveness. After all, Kobe was chasing MJ's accomplishments throughout his entire career. This rivalry is also unique because there were clearly defined acts in it. While it was always the student versus the master, it began with Act 1, where the young student was very raw and trying to find his way in the league, while the master was at the top of his game in the midst of a second three-peat. And then when we got Act 2, where the student looked to grab the torch from the master, who himself was looking to prove that he could carry it for just a while longer. So after diving into the iconic battles of MJ and Kobe, let's see if you believe if the MJ vs. Kobe rivalry is the closest thing we've ever seen to two identical players facing off, and if anyone owned this matchup. Alright, let's pause for a quick shout out to Rakuten, who is not sponsoring this video, by the way. They're just the #1 option for cashback with online shopping. I use Rakuten whether it's through the website or the app every time I shop online, and I have a link in the description down below. Now, I'm completely transparent. This is an affiliate link. I will get credit if you go to this link, but most importantly, you will get credit, because when you spend $30, you'll get $30 back, and whatever store that you're shopping at, depending on the cash back that they're giving right now, you'll get that percentage back as well. It's legit. I've used this for years. Think about it like this. Support my channel through the link by buying whatever you want online. That's a pretty good deal, right? Let's get back to the video. When Bryant got his first chance to face Jordan on December 17th, 1996 in Chicago, he didn't back down from the challenge. But first, this intro.
Bugs Bunny.
We need your help!
Chicago needs you, Michael. Hollywood wants the leading role. Let's play some basketball.
As he did 65 times out of the 71 games he played during his rookie season, Kobe would come off the bench in this one. But when he checked in, he went straight to guarding MJ.
And Kukoc will throw it in.
They've made a switch already, putting Kobe on Michael.
Well, then the education. He's now in a postgraduate course.
Now, while I did say earlier that he didn't back down from the challenge, I didn't say that it went well for him. But this was to be expected at the beginning from an 18-year-old rookie just a month and a half into his pro career. Kobe finished with 5 points on 2 of 5 from the field to go along with 1 rebound and 1 block in 10 minutes of action. The Lakers had Nick Van Exel and Eddie Jones, who were, yes, at the time better than Kobe Bryant. So that was part of the reason why Kobe played only 10 minutes. The other part was because the Lakers, who were once up 20+ points in the first half of this one, saw the lead evaporate as MJ and the Bulls stormed back. The game went into OT, and hey, when you got guys like Dennis Rodman and Jerome Kersey competing for the ball and add Shaq in there, there's bound to be some smoke. I mean, look at MJ and Pippen dragging this man Rodman to the floor to keep him away from Shaq after the whistle. Anyway, MJ proceeded to drop 30 points on 10 of 32 from the field. Boy, if that ain't having the green light, I don't know what is. He added 9 rebounds and 3 assists as well.
The Chicago Bulls win it 129-123 in overtime. They go to 21-3, and we're going to Ernie Johnson and Cheryl Miller in Atlanta after this.
Shout out to the Godfather, man. EJ was really holding it down at TNT back then as well. You know, if TNT really doesn't renew with the NBA, it's going to be a sad day. Anyway, Jordan was 1-0 against Kobe all time. Their second matchup on February 5th, 1997 would prove to be more of the same in terms of roles and minutes played. Bryant played just 13 minutes and once again had 5 points, this time on 2 of 7 shooting with 3 rebounds and a block. MJ posted 27 points on 10 of 24 from the field and added 4 rebounds and 4 assists. The final result was different though, as the Lakers cruised 106-90, evening the all-time series between Mike and Kobe. The first time these two had an extended opportunity to face off was exactly a year after their first matchup on December 17th, 1997, the day that this iconic moment was captured. And the game MJ realized how hard it was to guard himself, according to this comment on YouTube. Although he still came off the bench, Bryant played 29 minutes and dropped 33 points on 12 of 20 from the floor and 3 of 5 from 3. He shot over MJ for his first points of the game, beat Mike on a backdoor cut for the slam, hit this fadeaway midi on this insane camera angle that needs to come back to NBA broadcasts, and hit MJ with his own move to the fadeaway jumper.
Kobe Bryant, that's the future, and even Michael Jordan will tell you that Kobe Bryant, the future of the NBA, you're looking at the present and the future.
He couldn't be more right. And this effort from Kobe came without Shaq, who was out with an abdominal strain. On the other side, you had MJ at age 34, carrying a team that was shorthanded as well without Scottie Pippen, who opted to have foot surgery right before the season started as opposed to the offseason because of contract disputes. That's in The Last Dance. Man, that's a tough one for a team attempting to pull off their second three-peat in 8 years. MJ made no complaints though, as he proceeded to drop 36 points on 12 of 22 from the field, 5 rebounds and 4 assists to lead Chicago to the blowout 104-83. And of course, he had his moments against Kobe as well. But let's get back to this moment. I'm sure we've all seen this many times, but do you know what they were actually talking about here? Well, here's MJ with the answer.
Yeah, he asked me one question when we were down, been down at half court, and he wanted to know how, when I turn around on my jump shot, how to lock the defense or how to get to feel the defense. I told him you should feel the defense with your legs. Once you feel the defense with your leg, you more or less got to feel where the defense is, and you can take advantage of that.
MJ, 2-1 versus Kobe all time. On February 1st, 1998 in LA, it was Kobe's moment to say,
well, well, well. How the turntables...
This was the final matchup between Bryant and MJ, with Jordan as a member of the Bulls, and in typical Kobe fashion, he would do everything in his power to spoil MJ's last dance, even if it was for only one night. In 26 minutes off the bench, Kobe dropped 20 points and added 4 rebounds and 2 steals. While these numbers aren't eye-popping, the footage will show that young Bryant was cooking his defender, Scottie Pippen. Jordan still did his thing like usual with 31 points and 5 rebounds, but this night belonged to the Lakers as they cruised 112-87, tying the all-time series between these two at 2 games apiece.
Kobe Bryant is trying to steal Michael Jordan's game, not only physically, but mentally.
Well, tonight I just really wanted to come out and play hard against him, and I played a lot with my emotions. I just needed to relax and let the game come to me a little bit. But, it's a learning experience, and I love matching up with Mike. It's a great challenge for me.
Now, although Kobe didn't start for the Lakers, the fans voted him to start in the All-Star game, which, pause for a second, it's pretty wild when you think about it. Anyway, this game would go down just a week after the game I just recapped. So, on February 8th, 1998, in Madison Square Garden, the mecca of basketball, Michael Jordan versus Kobe Bryant officially took center stage.
Kobe has challenged Michael. Michael comes out and he's saying, "Not tonight, young fella. I'm bringing all my tricks." Kobe comes back and he says, "Michael, I'm stealing it. I'm taking it. I want the torch." Michael said, Kobe, I got some more tricks left in my bag. As Ahmad told us earlier, he's not ready to leave yet, folks.
Michael, see, now you weren't feeling well when the game started, but once you got out there, you and Kobe going one-on-one, it got exciting.
Well, he's coming at me. I think that's the approach. I think he's being very, very aggressive, and if I knew someone was sick, certainly the first thing I'd do, I'd go out to someone. But I got to defend myself. I'm going to go out there. He's got to play defense just like I got to play defense.
Kobe at 18, Mike at 23. The East won. Jordan received his 3rd All-Star Game MVP. This game is still so memorable to this day because not only did it feature this iconic MJ versus Kobe rivalry, but the very real possibility that it could have been Jordan's final All-Star Game weighed heavily on the minds of basketball fans around the world. And we're just about to get into Kobe versus Wizards Jordan, but before we do, I always like to ask for your honest response and say that if this is the type of content that y'all enjoy, let me know by leaving a like and your feedback in the comments down below. And for more in the future, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and so you can stay locked into all future uploads, and I appreciate y'all. Honestly, Kobe versus Jordan should have been one act, but MJ's drive to compete in the game of basketball was unrelenting. That's why we got the first installment of Act 2 4 years later on February 12th, 2002. But put the brakes on for a second. Quick side note though, this game was just 2 days after the 2002 All-Star Game on February 10th, where Kobe turned in a dominating performance in front of a Philly crowd who was booing him the entire night as he dropped 31 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists en route to his first All-Star game MVP. MJ had just 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists, but there was a reason for Jordan's lack of productivity that we'll get into shortly. Okay, let's get back to February 12th. At this point, Kobe was the one going for a three-peat, and Jordan was age 38, about to turn 39 when this game happened, and was on a mission to prove that he could still compete in the best basketball league in the world, even after suffering a knee injury just 5 days prior to this game. Consider all this, but don't get it twisted about who the master still was. To this point, Kobe had not outscored Michael in a head-to-head duel, and MJ wasn't trying to let that happen. He dropped 22 points on 8 of 20 from the floor, dished 6 assists, he grabbed 5 rebounds to keep the Wizards within striking distance of the back-to-back champs.
Maybe it's just those minutes, but right there he shows his age defensive.
Oh, what a play by Michael Jordan! He pulls a Houdini inside.
Kevin Harlan been doing this, man. The greatest play-by-play broadcaster going right now. You can agree or disagree with me in the comments. The Lakers were without Shaq due to injury, which meant that Kobe would look to take on more of the load, and not only did he outscore MJ with 23 points on 9 of 20 shooting, he also dished out 15 assists and grabbed 11 rebounds. Man, who says Kobe was just a scorer with nothing but shoot buttons on his PlayStation controller? LA had to battle from as much as 20 points behind in this one. Kobe ripped MJ and took it coast to coast for the and one on this possession. And later in the game, this happened.
As far as Philly's concerned, Kobe and Michael head to head. Oh, and Kobe Bryant took it right to him.
And that was the matchup. You can see the crowd. They've been waiting for that matchup all night.
Lakers win 103-94. Kobe up 3-2 all time versus MJ. The next game between Kobe and MJ on April 2nd, 2002 in DC wasn't really a matchup at all due to the aforementioned knee injury to Michael in early February. It was the final game that 39-year-old Jordan would attempt to play all season, and he logged just over 12 minutes and had 2 points, while Bryant played just about 33 minutes and had 14 points and 6 assists, while the Lakers cruised 113-93 over the reeling Wizards. Kobe 4-2 all time. The first duel in MJ's final season would come on November 8th, 2002 in DC, in a game that would go down to the wire. With no Shaq in the lineup, Kobe went for 27 points on 8 of 21 from the field, 6 rebounds and 4 assists, while MJ dropped 25 points on 9 of 14 shooting, 3 rebounds and 3 assists. There were multiple possessions in this one where both players went right at each other. The game really had everything you'd want out of a Kobe and Jordan classic duel. Washington held a double-digit lead until the fourth quarter when the Lakers went on a run to tighten the gap. Up by 2 with just over 3.5 to play, Jordan backed down Kobe and got him up in the air on the pump fake to draw the foul. He'd knocked down 2 free throws to put the Wizards up 4. With Washington up 6 with 2:49 remaining, Bryant backed down and converted on a tough fall-away shot in the key to bring LA back to within 4. The Wizards were still up 4 with 17.7 seconds remaining, but that's when Brian Shaw would dribble down the court and lace a 3. MJ got fouled and split the free throws, so with the Lakers down 2, Kobe swing to Shaw, swing to Ori in the corner, and big shot Bob would deliver again to put LA up 1 with 2.9 seconds remaining. So the last shot had to be going to MJ, right? It's only fitting.
Wrong. Final look. Russell gives it back to Stackhouse. Oh, he did not!
Well, I figured everybody was going to focus on me, and I was going to rub off the post guy and give him a chance to step up, and Jerry was going to cut off of him and have a good shot at it. I missed my free throws. He saved me tonight.
Even with the loss, Kobe was still 4-3 all time versus MJ, but this win for Jordan, it wasn't good enough for him, all right? He couldn't help but notice that the sneaker free agent Kobe was wearing Jordan 8s during this game, and post-game, that's all he needed to make his point.
In Washington, Jordan hits him on the butt and says, "You can put the shoes on, but you ain't gonna never feel them. You're never gonna feel these shoes."
Kobe using that as fuel? You better believe it. But first, a classic. The 2003 All-Star Game in Atlanta on February 9th was MJ's last ride as an All-Star, and of course, it was Kobe's goal to ruin his moment once again. A theme is occurring here, people. The game went into double overtime. Pause. This is an All-Star game, people. Double overtime. That's got to be the most Kobe MJ thing I've ever heard. And the best person to explain why this even happened in the first place is the man who gave up his starting spot to MJ, Vince Carter.
Right here, you see the patented MJ fadeaway over Sean Marion. I mean, if you notice right here, nothing but net. We tried our best. We're yelling to stop the game right there. It was like 7 seconds, I think. We're just like, stop the game, stop the game.
Yep.
Well, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. Being Kobe Bryant, he wanted to win the game, steal the show. So he gets the ball out of a timeout. He gets fouled by Jermaine O'Neal, hits both free throws, and we lose.
Bryant finished with 22 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists, while Jordan put in 20 and grabbed 5 boards. Trash talk was exchanged throughout the game.
Hey, that's a foul all day long. Oh, I know you ain't talking. Oh, you ain't talking. Hey, you only got 3 now. I get 6. I would get that foul. You only got 3 now. You right. Can't say none of that.
And at the end of the day, Kobe had officially succeeded in spoiling MJ's moment once again. And thus, we've reached the last chapter of Act 2. A 40-year-old MJ, a 24-year-old Kobe, squaring off for the final time on March 28th, 2003 in LA. Jordan came out laser-focused in this one, knocking down consecutive jumpers and getting in the passing lane for the steal and coast-to-coast slam. Don't get me wrong, Jordan had a good game as he finished with 23 points. That's very fitting, by the way. 23 on 50% shooting and 4 assists. Only problem is the student more than doubled him up in the points department and connected on an insane 9 threes. Okay, this is still impressive by today's standards, but 9 threes? That was otherworldly in 2003, people. In an official passing of the torch moment, Kobe dropped 42 in the first half and 55 total on 15 and 29 from the field, the most any player had scored in a head-to-head matchup against each other. Why did Kobe erupt for this performance at this specific moment? Well, remember the slight Jordan made toward him in Washington? You can put the shoes on, but you're never gonna fill them. Well,
Kobe didn't talk to the team for 2 weeks. They said, Phil, what's up with Kobe? He mad at us? Nah, he ain't mad at you. They already knew what was about to happen when MJ came to LA. Gave him 55.
Yeah, I normally try to stay pretty cool when it comes to MJ. On that particular occasion, I had to remind him that I did have 42 and 1/2 against him.
Absolutely cold-blooded. Not to mention, he fake fought with MJ in this one after barreling him over on a charge. This was a great moment. All in all, memorable final matchup between these two as Kobe grabbed the torch to finish 5-3 in his career against MJ. Kobe averaged 22.8 points, 4.4 rebounds, and 3.9 assists, while Jordan averaged 24.5 points, 4.3 rebounds, and 3.6 assists in the 8 games they played against each other. So the questions remain. Do you believe that the MJ versus Kobe rivalry is the closest thing we've ever seen to 2 identical players facing off? And did anyone own this matchup? Sound off in the comments with your take, and I'll be reading and replying to y'all's responses. And I'll be back with another episode of Topic Tackle coming soon. As always, stay solid, people.